Hello, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us today. Me and Sir Ginger, as usual. Today we're going to be opening up this is part 2 in this case of murders at Karlov Manor. So we are working our way through this case. First case was, booster box was very disappointing, but hopefully we can catch up a little bit. I'm planning on selling this stuff at TCG low anyways, because I'm trying to get my sales up to get to level 4. We petered out on sales because I put my cards up to the mid-range or market price, because I was really wanted to try and get some of my higher value cards to maximize some of the income. So we're going to have to probably do that to go ahead and keep some of these sales coming in. And unlike the other stuff, I won't really care about going ahead and losing a little bit of money on these, because they're not really cards that I'm not interested in. Haven't really looked at the set that much, but compared to like Caverns of Ixalan and Neon Dynasty, I really just don't have the emotional connection or the desire to have a whole bunch of these cards in there. I think that's probably a community feeling, and that's why, unfortunately, the EV for this set is so low, and why that box that we first opened was so low, because it just doesn't have the oomph that some of these other sets do. Unfortunately, there's only one high value card in that first box. If you're watching, there was, however, 4 slimes, which kind of cranked up the value a little bit, which is interesting that 4 uncommons kind of added 10% of the box value. It's pretty sad, but you know, what can you do? Ooh, that's really cool. It's probably not worth anything. Yeah, Surveil 1. It's probably not worth anything, but I do really like the art. Kind of sucks if you're one of these talented people who made a living doing the altered art for these trading card games. I do know there are some people who specialized in that. But unfortunately, how do I do this? Oh, shadowy backstreet. Oh, it's a $5 card. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So we'll add that into our total for the whole box. It's not going to scan for this video that well. But, you know, that's still a pretty good rip. $5. It's $5. It'll be sold for a little bit less because we're trying to get up those sale numbers. Just trying to reach 13 more so that I can get up to level 4, and then I can really have some fun on TCG. And then I'll be... The higher level I am with a lot more inventory, the longer I'll be willing to sit on stuff. I just need to balance cash flow and preserving value, which kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. It's an interesting little game to play, to level up on there. Wouldn't recommend doing it unless you have a collection already, which, for anyone wondering why I'm doing this, I just started back into Magic and also wanted to try and build up a little hobby / resale store on the side. And unfortunately, that's really hard to do with no collection. So, yeah, bit unfortunate, but what can you do? Okay, let's see what we got here. Assassin Trophy wasn't worth anything. There's another slime. It's 250, 240, something like that. Which obviously isn't going to get sold. This must be being played in like a current standard format or something. That's interesting that they have that card as a 240. I haven't even read what it does. I should probably go ahead and memorize the values of some of these cards when I do booster box openings, so I can go ahead and set them aside right from the get-go. I mean, I'm going to have to alphabetize the file these away. I'm really wanting to not hold off on that too long because that's more inventory to list. And obviously at level 3 I can have 50,000 cards, which once I start slapping up my commons and stuff with a floor price, that's really going to eat up my inventory. I'm at like 836 rares right now. So I mean, I do have, the inventory is getting built up. The sales kind of slowed down quite substantially when I increased the price, and by substantially I haven't gotten any of them. So, but that's okay because I have a plan to get back to it, and wanted to see if I could max out my value for Caverns of Ixalan, because that was a really nice set that I opened, and I really wanted to get as much money as I could out of it. So we'll see how that works. Let's see. Oh, Clickslon Voltstrider. Nice. I didn't even see how these, like, there's their slime. Jimmy Christmas, lots of slimes. Tons of slimes. I need to see how these longer cards, like the Storytale ones, and then they have the ones that are like the Journey, just how those all work. I have a lot to learn to get back into it. I know people play them on Magic Arena, which I tested out that setup at home. I feel confident that I'm going to be able to stream a game now. But I do see people play those, so I really do need to learn how that stuff works and what's interesting and not. I mean, I can still kind of figure out what's going on in Magic game regardless of what cards people play, but it would be nice to completely max out my understanding of everything, just so I'm not like they played something and it does something. Oh, there we go. Finally hit something good. Ravager, Captain of Eos. Nice. $24. That helps us catch up on this booster thing. I'd like to thank you if you got an order and found this channel through the thank you card. You know, I'm building up a store in the community, and you know, there's going to be a lot more Magic content than just boosted box openings. Unfortunately, I had to open up a lot of them, so been trying to catch up on that. Please make sure to tap that like button and let me know how I'm doing. You know, say hi to each other in the comments. I would eventually like to set up a Discord and whatnot. Unfortunately, I have to balance everything, and this is just something I started doing on the side. I do have a regular full-time company that I run that interferes with just really trying to focus on this, but I can't quit my job and do nothing but play around with Magic cards all day. I don't think my wife would like it that much. And my children kind of like to have diapers and to eat. So, unfortunately, I have to keep the lights on, which interferes with me building this store and this channel fast as I would like. So please follow us, and I'll have some more things coming your way. That was about $4 right there. But yeah, I'm very thankful to everyone who has purchased cards from us so far, And I mean, they're being forced to sell at TCG low really gives them a pretty good deal too. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Man, these scanners do not like. They do not like these full art cards. They're really cool, and I like that they've added them into the game as like the standard now, where like you just get them. Before you'd have to pay, which I guess I might have started saying that previously and might have lost my train of thought, but you had to pay a lot of money for the you'd send someone a card and then they'd paint the extended art on there, send it back to you. People pay hundreds of dollars to get a Liliana or whatever painted. So I mean that really sucks that that was an income that someone had that Wizards just officially ruined. But it is cool for people like me can get some of these full art cards like that without having to spend $500, and they're also all legal tournament sanctioned cards. I don't have to worry about getting deck checked by the kid who wants to just win a tournament and doesn't actually want to play to win. They just want to try and disqualify people, which is very interesting. It's not something I've ran into a lot at a local game store during F&M. I would be lying if I said I hadn't run into it before. It's very sad and disappointing when you do. Most of the time, it's at these really big, really big tournaments that people really do that. Which, with the amount of prize that's on the line, I guess I can understand. But when you're at like Friday night standard Magic and you do that kind of stuff, it's like, really, Gomer? Or maybe it's not Gomer, maybe it's just Pyle. Pyle from Full Metal Jacket. It's like, take that kid out and put some bars of soap and socks and teach him a lesson. They talk about deck checks at Friday night, I guess, Don't be that guy. Just don't. It's like, you paid $5. Like, come on, man. You're probably going to spend more at the McDonald's that you bought on the way there than what you're going to win. Like, that's definitely no way to make friends, to have people want to play with you. But like I said, I would be lying if that hasn't been something I've seen before. During the time I was super active in Magic, and actually there was I did go to a standard F&M here about a month ago, and there was a guy who, I don't know, he called for a judge, and it's like, bro, this is a store, there isn't a judge, it's like the owner, man. Or you just ask the guy who's played Magic 20 years in the corner type deal. It's like, we don't have that here, bro. Kadaltha Rebirth, I don't think that's $1.42, that's cool. But, just don't be that kid, it's just a game, and I don't really know, like, I mean, I could figure it out. I would have to I could easily read the history of Magic. Aside from knowing that a mathematics professor invented the game, I've always thought that, like, while the obvious Magic the Gathering has the elements on the back, and that's like what it was inferring, like you gathered all these elements together. I've always thought that Magic the Gathering, just like that phrase, the Gathering, just stood for just bringing all kinds of different people together, people of different socioeconomic groups, racial groups, religious groups, political groups, just people that are just of all different walks of life together to enjoy a game and have fun and make some fellowship. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just what it always was to me, because there's all kinds of folks that you would see that were playing Magic I knew I was gonna have to do that, man. And they combine the two arts in one card that the scanner really just absolutely despises. And they're like, hey, let's put them together in one card and really make the scanner freak out. We'll put the extended art and we'll put the adventure card in one thing. And no one's going to be able to scan this ever. I mean, the scanner works pretty good. It saves a lot of time, but it doesn't like things like that. It's very finicky. Oh, commercial district. It also doesn't really take kindly to the shiny shines either. But other than that, it works great. No weird art cards and no shiny shines. I feel like that's like a Boy George song. Maybe not. I don't know. Shine to shine, oh I, something like that. I don't know. Shy to shy. I don't know. If you know what Boy George song that is, and YouTube's probably gonna like copyright this video now. Put the name of it in the comments. Help me out. I'm a lot better at movies. Like I don't know some of their stuff. For some reason, man, we were hitting those slimes so hard, man. Oh my goodness. I gotta see what this card does. What does this card do? Create a 0/0 green ooze token with trample. Put X plus on it, where X is 2 plus the total number of cards you own in exile and in your graveyard that are oozes or named Slime Against Humanity. A deck can have any number of cards named Slime Against Humanity. That's an interesting little card. I guess I can see some people like really having some fun with like an ooze deck and playing that. That must be why it's a common that's like over $2. Interesting. Got the Judith art, which is really cool too. That's another bulky bulk. Yeah, all kinds of bulky bulk. This is a very, very bulky set, it seems. Very not good for the old bottom line as far as opening. So like, aside from, I would just say, hey, I've got a case of every set that's come out since I came back. I don't think I would ever like recommend that someone's like, hey, you want to get that Murders at Karlov Manor and open that up? I'd be like, no, man. I'm not going to do that again. This is probably... I don't think there's really been any box that's like... I really like the Wilds of Eldraine because I love the story fairy tale theme. And the Enchanted Tales had some pretty valuable cards in it. And obviously the Lost Cavern is probably the best one. I wish I'd spent all my money on that thing and just completely forgot about a diverse inventory. But so far, this the murder set just doesn't really seem to be like something that I would say you should probably open up. Hey, there was an $8 card. That's not bad. So I mean, we're hanging in there. Definitely won't break even once we put up the TCG low, which is why I really didn't want to do it for an actual set that was worth anything. So hopefully we can get those last 13 sales. If you're watching this, please go pick up a low card. Oh my goodness. There's a $20 card. Yeah, there we go. We finally might be making a little bit, getting closer to break even. But yeah, head on up over there onto the shop and check out what we got up. I'm going to do, I mean, I always do TCG sales, but I eventually want to have a direct website, and obviously that would be a lower price point than TCG. So I'm going to be building that ASAP. It's probably going to still take a while because, you know, websites aren't cheap. And you got to build a rep up instead of just being like, hey man, I'm a cool dude. Give me your credit card information, you know. That's why I'm sending out the cards, so that it's like, you know, people can bookmark the site and the YouTube channel and check back with us and see what kind of stuff we have. Maybe sell some collections. I would probably offer to buy whatever anybody had. I imagine it's something like the standard, I want to say like 65% of TCG low. So that would give anyone wanting to trade in some stuff a pretty decent chunk of change. Maybe, I think they do that, and then maybe give you a little bit more. If you use store credit, something like 65%, then you do 10% extra for store credit. So yeah, I can see that happening. Not sure what website would be in the cards. I don't want to wait too long. I'm really hoping this DVD thing works out. I was trying to get video games to sell. Rakdos, Parchment, and Chaos. I don't know. It's cool art, even if it's not worth anything. But I don't know. The video games are just they seem a little hard to find. I think trying to add those to a collection, you almost have to have a storefront people can trade into you, or else you're gonna have to like hit up garage sales. At least from what I have noticed, trying to pick up video game lots on Facebook Marketplace doesn't seem to be a thing that's gonna work out. Okay. Reenact the crime. Oh, I broke $1. So I don't know the exact dollar value that this set is going to break down to once I put it up there. At TCG low, obviously it's going to be lower than what we're scanning, but I think it'll still hopefully be enough to get us to that elusive level 4 and let us take the shop to the next level and be able to actually compete with people on there and max out our value per card. Oh, this guy was cool. I was talking to a guy at the shop that I go to off and on about that guy. Has some abuse shenanigans. Whenever Anzrag, the Quake Mole, becomes blocked, untap each creature you control. After this combat phase, there's additional combat. Anzrag must be blocked each combat fables. So if you were able to make this old boy, you know, invincible or something, there's some ways that you could probably abuse him and really make some folks unhappy. I would say this is probably a really solid $100 box, even after putting it at low. So, I mean, this has not been a bad box. That first one was pretty bad. Not super thrilled with it, but that's okay. We'll keep chugging along and keep getting different things into the store. And wasn't planning on making much money the first year, but it'll get sorted out eventually. Disguise. Little golem guy's kind of cool looking. 110. I feel like that's probably some kind of like draft card. I feel like if you put that in draft, people would probably get pretty salty about a 110. I mean, that's like Defender and stuff, but I feel like you could probably get somebody to be a little salty over that somehow. Alright, let's see. Market Watch Phantom. Okay. These split cards are so small I'm not going to read them. Kind of just looking for slimes because, like I said, I really like this art. That art is really cool. He's like a little trendy looking little elf guy. I don't know. Death Touch, always an interesting game mechanic. Enters the battlefield, turn target creature gains indestructible. Oh, that's cool. Cool. $0.58. Alright, so I think I had to put in like 2 cards. So it's like about $1.20, I think it was. $120, something like that. So I mean, not bad, you know. I think he was one of the guys that I couldn't scan. Of course, that would be the last pack. So, you know, well, we're coming along. No, he did scan. Cool. So yeah, that is part 2. I think it was a lot better than that first one. Wasn't super great for the murders at Karlov Manor. We got a whole crap load of commons and uncommons from these 1, 2, 3 sets so far that we're going to have to alphabetize and sort through. Wait, 4 cases. Thousands of cards. Not in a huge hurry to do that. About to go on vacation. That's definitely nothing that's video worthy, but you know, thanks for checking out this video. And if you like, once again, if you came from a TCG order and checked out this channel, thank you so much for your order. Please make sure to tap that like button. Leave us a comment, let us know how we're doing, and help support this channel in the store while we grow this in our community. I have lots of interesting things on my mind to do with this channel that I can't wait to see how they work out and hopefully keep both my channel and business growing. So I'm going to call that a day for this video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me, and as always, be nice.